What's good? What's good? What's good, beautiful people? This is your guy, Tone DeShields II, and you guys are locked in on Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. You guys know how I'm giving it up here. I appreciate all of you guys already here, locked in the live chat. Shout out to my man, LJ, Robert Driscoll, Keisha, CJ Davis, D Mizzle, Solomon Lord, King Eagle One. Thank you guys so much for being the early comers to the live stream. We got about 35 people in here so far, 37 and counting. And I'm so grateful for you guys as well. I'm grateful for my YouTube family. I'm grateful for my Twitter family. I'm grateful for the Facebook family. You guys are tremendous. Make sure you guys, as you come in and as you leave, right? Because we're going to be here for a little while. And I want to make sure that we check all our boxes, right? Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys comment. Make sure you guys also are subscribed to the channel. If you want more content, if you like what you hear, if you like what you see, if you like the energy, if you like the vibes, I'm always grateful for the support that you guys provide in any context, man. You guys have been going crazy. You guys have been going crazy. Like let's just call it what it is. You guys have been loyal to the soil, so to speak, right? You know, a lot of change has been going on, and you guys have just been maneuvering, bobbing and weaving and adapting. And I know you guys are going through so many other things in your personal life, right? Good, bad, indifferent. Maybe one of you guys got some bad news this morning. Maybe one of you guys got some bad news this morning. And I'm sorry about that. But we're going to do our best to try to give you a reprieve here. Maybe you guys got some good news this morning. You never know. Life hits you in so many different angles, so many different ways, and you just got to continue to pivot, right? Shout out to the guys at the Pivot Podcast as well. You know, Shannon Crowder, Ryan Clark, Freaky Fred. You know, I love that show because it's all about just pivoting through life. Always having a counter to whatever life throws your way. And that's what it's all about here, man. It's all about, pivoting. It's all about having a counter punch for everything that you're hit with. So again, thank you guys so much. Shout out to Jules. Shout out to Paul Fedor, D Mizzle, King Edge, LJ, Timothy Walker, Doomsday Corner Sports, Spin Bad, Marlene Grant, Solomon Lord, Rick O'Brien, Donnie Ford, my man Pro Fan Talk. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all of y'all for being here in the live stream, and I appreciate all of you guys on Twitter holding it down, all of you guys on YouTube and Facebook holding it down as well. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel if you like what you hear, if you like what you see. Now, we're going to talk about the Orin Burks and Devin White press conference that is coming up very shortly. We're going to talk about that. But before we do that, I want to address the elephant in the room, and that is the Hassan Reddick situation. There has been a development. There has been a development with the Hassan Reddick situation. Now, follow me here. Apparently, the Philadelphia Eagles decided to tweak or move Hassan Reddick's $1 million roster bonus back to April 1st. Now, shout out to my man Glenn Irby at the at Eagles Wire for USA Today Sports. Shout out to my man Glenn Irby, does great work for them. So here's the details here. Let's zoom in a little bit so we can all see this pretty clearly. So apparently the Eagles permitted Hassan Reddick to seek a trade before the new league year began. We all know that. And with Howie Roseman looking for a willing partner, they've adjusted an off-season pay date. Hassan Reddick was due a $1 million roster bonus on March 15th, which was 4 days ago. But according to Jeremy Fowler, Philadelphia's front office and Reddick have agreed to push back that payment until his contract problem can be resolved. So, I don't know. If you ask me, this all but guarantees Hassan Reddick's departure. And I know we have a lot of people in the live chat who are huge Hassan Reddick fans. I'm a Hassan Reddick supporter. I love Hassan Reddick's game. I love what he brings to the table. I love his approach to the game, the ferocity he plays the game with. He's the kind of guy that you want on your team. Let's just call it what it is. He's the kind of guy you want on your team. But the business has to always take precedence. And he wants more money. And understandably so. He's been a tremendous player. I can't get mad at a guy for wanting more money. I can't get mad at it. I'm not mad at Hassan Reddick for wanting more for himself. I'm not mad at it, not one bit. You gotta get your money's worth in this league here. You know, you gotta come for everything that you're owed in this league. So I'm never mad at the player for trying to get their worth, especially while the market is hot. But the moment you saw Bryce Huff get signed to the Philadelphia Eagles, you knew what time it was. You knew what time it was the moment they brought BG back, the moment they signed Bryce Huff, and the moment they decided to give Josh Sweat some more upfront money. They gave 3 other players money before Haason Reddick. And then they decided to move his roster bonus back about 15 days. So that can buy them some time to either find a trade partner or maybe come up with some sort of financial agreement that can satiate his appetite for now. Now, keep in mind, Philadelphia Eagles fans, he is still under contract. He is. So God forbid they can't find a partner. He's on the roster, right? So that's the one thing we have to keep in mind. He is still under contract for the 2024 season. So could they come up with some sort of agreement that is similar to the Josh Sweat situation, where they give him some more upfront money to supplement his appetite? Could they do something like that? Is that a possibility? Sure. I never like to talk too much in absolutes because this is a fluid league and everything can change. The moment you veer left, the league goes right. The moment you zig, the league zags. So you never want to talk too much in absolutes. But the fact of the matter is, could Hassan Reddick be out? Does this financial move for the Eagles to move his roster bonus back until April 1st, does that all but guarantee his departure? Because they want the flexibility, because they want the time to figure out a deal or figure out his future if that's beyond the Philadelphia Eagles. So I want to ask you guys a question now that we're here. You guys know how I do things here. I want to get a poll. I want to check the temperature. We got 146 people on the live stream, 88 via Twitter, 58 via YouTube. You guys are tremendous. So I'm going to ask you guys a question. Should the Philadelphia Eagles figure out how to keep Hassan Reddick? Or, matter of fact, I think you all think that they should find a way to keep him. Let me ask you a better question. Is Hassan Reddick's trade all but guaranteed? That's the question. Because I think you guys all want to keep him. But what we want isn't always the case. So now I want to ask you guys a question. Is Hassan Reddick's departure already guaranteed? Based off everything we've seen the Philadelphia Eagles do over the past few weeks, is it all but guaranteed? Is it guaranteed to this point? Or do you guys think they can find a way to make the numbers work? Or let me put it to you this way. Do you think Hassan Reddick will be amicable so things can work? How much flexibility is Hassan Reddick willing to give? Remember, his contract came up last year. And he said, look, I'm not here to talk about that. We already know what it is. We already know I'm one of the better pass rushers in this league. So we already know the contract talks were already in motion here. We already know the contract narrative was already put out there prior to last season. We knew about this. We knew it was coming. So when you think about the moves Howie Roseman made, you bring in a young, ascending pass rusher and Bryce Huff. You paid him $51 million over 3 years. That's an average salary of $17 million per year. Right? You decide to bring back BG on what, a 1 year, what was it, a 1 year, $8 million deal, 1 year. How much did they bring Brandon Graham back for? Let me make sure I got this right. They brought Brandon Graham back on a 1 year, $5 million deal. 1 year, $5 million. Fully guaranteed. And then they decided to give Josh Sweat a restructured deal and gave him $10 million up front, flat out, so he can be a little bit more happy going into the final year of his contract. So look, am I mad at Hassan Reddick for wanting more? Nah, I don't think so. I'm not mad at him for wanting more. Go get your money, man. Go get it. Go get your money. I just don't think it's with the Philadelphia Eagles. That's the unfortunate reality of this business here, right? That's the unfortunate reality of this business. You got players that you want to be here for the long haul. But I think we all knew Hassan Reddick was a mercenary. I think we all knew that. All right, hold on, you guys. We got the press conference starting here. So I want to let's get this thing on the roll. What did you take from that? We have Orin Burks at the podium.
It's the highest stage in sport. I tried to be as ready as possible. Ultimately, we didn't get the job done at the end, but
Eagles signed linebacker Orin Burks to a 1 year deal. This is him speaking to the media. Orin Burks, linebacker.
This team is
formerly played for the 49ers and the Packers.
A couple years ago as well. So I definitely get the vibe that everybody's ready to take that next step.
Has it ever been difficult to remain patient during your career, kind of waiting for a bigger opportunity on defense?
Yes and no. I feel like perspective-wise, like you're always like, when is my shot gonna happen? But for me, I've always just tried to be ready whenever that does come.
We have Orin Burks at the podium.
Just having perspective of like, I have a family that cares about me, regardless of what my role is. You know that I'm going to come home and still be a great husband, be a great brother, all that kind of stuff. I have a God that loves me. That gives me a lot of peace as well. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, you just kind of have to keep stepping every day by day, trying to be a better version of yourself.
Personal website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Orin Burks is likely going to be a special teamer. Could compete for grass time.
Obviously, there's a lot going on here. I'm not really privy to the specifics, but definitely looking forward to a new city.
Hey, the real RMP. They whole defense got cooked in the Super Bowl. They whole defense got cooked in the Super Bowl.
Names, honestly, like you meet a lot of people today. I'm meeting. Everybody's gonna remember me because I'm the new guy, but you know, for me, like I gotta come back and remember everybody's name. So that's probably the biggest thing.
Have you spent time with Devin White?
I haven't seen him yet, but I'm excited to get to work with him.
How would you describe your game to the fans? What do you think you do well? What do you sort of hang your hat on?
Yeah, I'm a long guy, obviously 6'3" frame, a lot of speed. I pride myself in making tackles in space, being relentless. yeah, that's kind of the name of my game, fast and physical.
What were some of the biggest lessons?
The name of his game is fast and physical.
Linebackers in San Francisco.
Man, one was just the preparation, just being around.
You guys are tuned in to Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. New linebacker Orin Burks is speaking to the media.
Just in terms of a mindset. So hoping to, emulate some of those into my own process and, kind of bring that here to Philly.
Why did you decide you wanted to get involved?
Yeah, ultimately, I feel like the exec committee, it's calling for you to be a servant leader. For me, that's having your ear to the ground, hearing the issues that the players have and being an advocate for them on their behalf. And I had a similar role, in college. I was Student Athlete Advisory Council president and voicing our opinion to our college and SEC and beyond. And I feel like we're in an important time, like moving towards.
Orin Burks is a key member to the NFLPA.
I really like the leadership role that brings up.
You guys are good? All right.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
All right. Orin Burke, that was him. Okay. So the one thing that stood out to me about Orin Burke was the fact that he said, look, I'm a long guy, 6'3", long arms. My game is all about being fast and physical. Get to my spot, make the tackle. For one, seems like a pro's pro. Seems like the kind of guy that focuses on the job at hand. And on top of that, he's also, I think he's also a part of the NFLPA. Like he said, he's a member of the NFLPA's executive committee, I think. So, and Big Chris Cunningham is no longer here, by the way. Cunningham is a free agent. But look, here's the thing. In this league, you got to find a way to always stay ahead of the curve. You're living on a razor's edge all the time, right? So, and also, by the way, you guys, I didn't forget about our top 15 pass catching duos. We're going to talk about that later on in the show. I did not forget about our little project, our top 15 pass catching duos. So we're going to talk about that later on in the show. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the content. You guys are tuned in to Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. What's going on, Crawley? How you feeling, man? So, yeah, look. When it comes to Hassan Reddick, I don't think any of us here are debating the skill set. I don't think any of us here are debating whether or not he's a good player or not. Does he have his own set of limitations? Sure, but that's not what we're discussing here. Every player has some sort of limitation. But here's the reality of his situation. At the end of his contract, Hassan Reddick is going to be 31 years old. 31. Right? At the end of his current contract, Hassan Reddick will be 31 years old. He's 29 currently. When this season starts, he'll be 30. So the kind of money he's looking for, are you guys comfortable paying a 31-year-old linebacker? And no, Devin White didn't speak yet, Daquan. He's coming up next. But I got to ask you guys, are you comfortable? And look, it's not our money. It's not our money. It's not our money. I want to make that clear too. Sometimes we talk like it is, but it ain't. But when you think about roster building and wanting to make sure that you're putting the money in the right places, and when you think about it like that, I'm not even saying he's washed. I see. There's language in sports that kind of bothers me, right? Trash and washed and all that kind of stuff. I try my hardest not to use that language because I think it's a bit dismissive, and I think it's an oversimplification of a guy's situation. I don't think Hassan Reddick is washed. So what I'm trying to say is, I don't think the Eagles have a problem paying Haason Reddick. I think they have a problem with the number he's looking for. You feel what I'm saying? And look, everybody's entitled to speak how they want to speak, but just remember, when you speak a certain way, you have to be held accountable. You see, we're in different spaces here. When you don't have to be accountable for your words, you can speak that way. When you don't have to be accountable, you can just say trash and ass and bum and washed, and you can use all that language all you want when you don't have to be accountable for your words. But because of the space I'm in, it's important for me to be accountable for the things I speak, especially when it's my opinion. I always think there's a way to place your opinion without being disrespectful. Now, if a guy takes your words as disrespect regardless, you can't do nothing about that, right? I can say flat out, objectively, Hassan Reddick at the end of the contract, he'll be 31 years old, or when the new contract starts, whoever signs him, he'll be 31 years old. I don't know if I would be fully comfortable if I was a GM paying a 31-year-old undersized edge rusher. He can probably take that as disrespect. But if we're being objective, it's not a disrespectful statement. It's a very logical, pragmatic statement. But overall, Hassan Reddick, he's going to get his money from somewhere. He's going to get his money from somewhere. Right? Make sure you guys smash that like button. We got 80 people on YouTube, 138 on Twitter. We having fun in here, man. So, there's nothing wrong with being honest, but I also believe in being respectful. You know what I'm saying? I try not to speak in such a way that I won't say it to that person's face. You never know where God may place you. I try my hardest to speak in a way where, if I can't say it to their face, I probably shouldn't say it on a platform where I'm talking to over 200 people. You feel what I'm saying? That's all. I'm just looking at it from that perspective. One of these days, somebody gonna test your gangster. That's all I'm saying. One of these days, somebody's gonna test your gangster. And you better make sure you standing on business. I understand, Stephen. I get it. I feel you. Listen, flexing. Do you flexing? I'm not here to change nobody. I'm here to just give you guys my side of things. I'm not here to change. Flexing. Speak how you want to speak, bro. It's a free country, bro. Please speak how you want to speak. Trust me. Speak how you want to speak, bro. I ain't got no problem with that, man. No problem at all. Sorry for the shaky internet connection, you guys, if it's glitching for you at any point. But you guys know what I mean, right? You see, back in the day, it wasn't about tweeting. It was about if you said something behind somebody's back and it found its way back to them, and they stepped to you, you got to stand on that. Now, you can always back down, but the reality is, if you say something about somebody to another person and it gets back to that person, hey, just make sure you standing on business, because when they approach you, it's a wrap. Shout out to my man Duncan Wright with the $5 super chat. He says, I love Hassan. Keep him. He paid his dues. Please keep him. Look, I want Hassan here, by the way. Let me make that clear. You got a pass rushing group with Hassan, Josh Sweat, Bryce Huff, Nolan Smith, BG. I'm totally here for that. I'm totally here for that. Also, let me get my man Duncan Wright. There we go. So I think Hassan Reddick, I think if I had to guess, if Duncan, by the way, thank you so much for the $5 super chat, my man. Thank you so much, Duncan. I really appreciate you. So Vlad says, Tone, what part of the 215 you from? I'm from North Philly. I'm from North Philly, 23rd and Diamond. Well, 23rd and Dolphin. Same difference to me is right there. So I'm from North Philly, 23rd and Dolphin. That's where I'm from. 23rd and Dolphin, 23rd and Diamond. Grew up at 33rd and York. You know what I'm saying? Lived a stone's throw from Broughton Island. Fifth and Island, to be exact. But you know what I'm saying? I've lived all over the city. I've lived in North Philly, 23rd and Dolphin. I've lived 33rd in York. I've lived off of Arizona Street in North Philly. I've lived in the Alany area. I've lived off the Boulevard. Near Grant. I've lived in Mount Airy. But I'm North Philly. I'm North Philly, Strawberry Mansion area all day. I'm North Philly, man. I'm North Philly to the death of me. I carry that everywhere I go. I'm North Philly, straight up. So, yeah, I think if I had to guess, and so far you guys are split on the Haason thing. I asked you guys, is Hassan Reddick's departure guaranteed? And 44% of you guys said yes. 56% of you guys said no. So you guys are pretty split on that. So hold on, y'all. Hold on. We're not just blocking people just because. We're not just blocking people just because. You know, I don't give out the wrenches just so people can get blocked. We got to be honest here. Let's keep it real. We're not just blocking people just because. Let people have their opinions. You know. But anyway, yeah. I think if I had to roll the dice, I think Hassan Reddick is gone. I think he's gone. And hey, Big Chris, you may be on to something. Could it be a draft day trade? I don't know, but I just want to make sure nobody's, I just want to make sure that, we using the wrenches responsibly. That's all. I just want to make sure we're all using the wrenches responsibly. That's all. I'm just double checking everybody. That's all. I'm just double checking. But again, I think Hassan Reddick is likely going to be gone. And I'm basing that off of the moves the Eagles have made with the money. Oh yeah, let me look real quick. Let me real quick. So yeah, I think that's that. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Another thing that I want to get into with you guys. Yesterday, we talked about Jalen Hurts' situation, right? We talked about how the Philadelphia Eagles organization has given Jalen Hurts everything. We spoke on that, right? Some of you guys agreed that the pressure was on. Some of you guys felt like I was a little too harsh on him, right? I think that was the narrative, right? Based off of the moves the Eagles have made for Jalen Hurts, he has everything on offense. To do his job, he has everything he needs. Jalen Hurts is the quarterback. He's on offense. What he does on offense doesn't do anything for defense. So he has, we talked about that. Jalen Hurts was given everything on offense to do his job. No excuses for him. None. No excuses for Jalen Hurts on offense. We discussed that yesterday, right? But I want to take the conversation further. Shout out to my man Bird Gang in the building. I appreciate you, my guy. Thanks for always locking in and showing love. So I want to take that conversation a bit further, but I want to approach it from this angle. Although Jalen Hurts has everything he needs on offense to be successful, there are going to be days, there are going to be weeks, or there are going to be games or situations where maybe the offense just may not have it. It's the NFL. Things happen all the time. It could be an injury. It could be the fact that the defense just has your number that day. It's the NFL. Anything can happen on any given Sunday. So there's going to be weeks or games in a 17-week season. There's going to be about maybe 3 or 4 weeks where your offense is kind of struggling, right? So in knowing that, we're going to need the defense to step up on those days, in those games. And the problem last year was that the Eagles defense couldn't step up enough, because statistically, when you look at the Eagles offense, they were pretty much on par. The running game was definitely diminished, in my opinion. The running game took a hit last year. I think that goes without saying. The RPO game was not the same. The offense wasn't as electric or wasn't as efficient. It seemed like a struggle, especially on the back end. Teams caught up to what the offense was doing, right? But even outside of that, the defense couldn't do anything for you. And it's hard to overcome a bad defense. It's hard. No matter what you have on offense, because you know what that means? If your defense can't stop anybody, you can't afford to have a single 3 and out. And it's football. Things happen. A tip ball at the line, a guy misses a block, an injury there, a guy drops an easy pass. All those things are liable to happen in 60 minutes of football. So when your offense does have a 3 and out, your defense has to then what? Step up and get that ball back for you as soon as possible. And the biggest question we have as Philadelphia Eagles supporters is, can this defense be competent enough to get stops? Maybe not on a consistent basis, but at a competent basis. If the opponent's offense has, I don't know, 8 possessions or 7 possessions, can you limit them to 3 points on 2 of those possessions? Can you limit them to 3 points on 3 of those possessions? Can you get 3 and outs on 3 of those possessions? That leaves you with what? About 2 possessions with them getting a touchdown. So let's think about it like this, right? Let's just say it's a game where your opponent has 9 possessions on offense. That's a lot. But let's just say there's a game where your opponent's offense has 9 possessions. Can we trust the Philadelphia Eagles defense on 3 of those 9 possessions to hold them to 3 points? That's 9 points total through 3 possessions, right? Okay, boom. Can we trust the Eagles defense to get 3 stops out of those 9 possessions? So that's 9 points through 3 stops. That's 6 possessions. That means you've only allowed 9 points through 6 possessions on those final 3 possessions. Can you get 1 turnover? That leaves 2 possessions. And then let's say they score touchdowns on the last 2 possessions or the other 2 possessions, right? 9 plus 14 is 23. So can we trust this Eagles defense to only give up 23 points through 9 possessions. And again, 9 possessions is a lot in a football game on offense. Can this defense be good enough where they hold teams to 23 points or less? I ask you guys that question now. Because there's going to be days, there's going to be moments where the offense just they got a couple 3 and outs. They got to find a swing. It happens. It's the NFL. It's the NFL. Your offense can't score in every possession. It's just not realistic. It's not realistic because things happen, right? Like I said yesterday, I made it very clear to you guys, I'm going to hold Jalen Hurts accountable for his job in this situation. Corey, that's funny as hell. I'm going to hold Jalen Hurts accountable through every step of his season. Man, what's taking so long for the Devin White press conference? So all I'm saying is, although the pressure is on for Jalen Hurts to make it happen with his guys, the pressure is also on Vic Fangio and Howie Roseman to make it happen with that defense. That's all I'm saying. You see, this is a team sport, the ultimate team sport. The ultimate team sport. So I would be remiss if I am to hold Jalen Hurts to a standard that I'm not holding the defense to. It would be malpractice. It would be malpractice for me to just act like the defense has no responsibilities, to act like you win this, to act like you can only win big because of offense. That's not the case. See, I'm always going to be fair. And of course, you're going to always have people, no matter what you say, they bitch and moan, right? And that's just who they are. Some people are bitch and moaners, not you guys. But there are some people who are bitch and moaners. So again, although I'm holding Jalen Hurts to a very high standard, because I feel like that's what comes with the territory. Although I'm holding him to a very high standard, what I am saying is that defense got to do their job too. That defense got to do their job too, Philadelphia. Wherever you are, Eagles fans, worldwide. That defense got to do their job too. Think about the Super Bowl. The offense came in and dropped 35 points. What did the defense do? You see what I'm saying? All the offense needed was one stop. Just one. Just one. Just one. Just one. And they couldn't get it done. So here's the thing. Jalen Hurts is going to get his fair share of the responsibility. But when he's, and again, now I'm speaking under the notion that Jalen Hurts is going to do his job on offense, which I believe he will. Now I'm speaking. See, again, like I said, we're taking. We're going to move the conversation forward. Like I said, yes, we're holding Jalen Hurts to a high standard, absolutely. But what's the next step? Let's say Jalen Hurts is doing his job exceptionally. Let's say that. Then what? Then what? Let's say Jalen Hurts is doing his job exceptionally well. But the defense keeps letting them down. Then what do we say? Are we going to look at Jalen Hurts and say, man, Jalen, you got to overcome that. You're getting paid $51 million. You got to overcome that. I'll put it to you like this. If the Kansas City Chiefs defense doesn't show up in that Super Bowl, you think Patrick Mahomes is hoisting another Lombardi trophy? You see, a lot of people want to give Patrick Mahomes credit for that Super Bowl last month. A lot of people want to give Patrick Mahomes all the glory for that Super Bowl. But every time I talk about that Super Bowl, I talk about that Chiefs defense and how they came up big in the red zone and how they forced turnovers in that special teams group. So again, your offense, yeah, y'all gonna put points up, but if y'all can't stop nobody, what difference do it make? What difference do it make if you can't stop nobody? You see, they want to give all the credit to the quarterbacks, right? They want to give all the love to the quarterbacks. But last time I checked, that Chiefs defense kept them in the game. If you ask me, that Chiefs defense kept their season alive. If you ask me, somebody correct me if I'm off base here. So, although Jalen Hurts has all the weapons on offense to get the job done, and we're not going to pull any punches, that defense got to do something. That defense got to do something. I mean, last year, they were awful. They were just flat out putrid. There was so much coaching turnover. Guys didn't know where they were supposed to be. Guys didn't want to tackle. Like, come on. I need this defense to be opportunistic. I need them to be competent. That's all. This Eagles defense, matter of fact, let me add some context to the conversation here. I want to add some context to the conversation. Okay? I want to bring something up on screen. Let's bring some context here. Because this Eagles defense was a liability last year. Check this out. So, look at the Chiefs defense. The Chiefs defense was ranked in the top 2. They were only giving up 17 points per game. In 2023, the Chiefs defense was only giving up 17 points per game. In 2022, they were giving up 22 points per game. So that Chiefs defense got 5 points better on defense. 5 points better. They only gave up 17 points on defense in 2023. Now let's find the Philadelphia Eagles. There they are. There's the Philadelphia Eagles defense, ranked 30th in the NFL. Ranked 30th. in defensive or in opponent points per game. The Philadelphia Eagles defense, on average this season, or on average in 2023, was giving up 25.6 points per game to the opponent's offense. You want to know what they were giving up in 2023? Or I'm sorry, in 2022? Let's find out. They were giving up 19.8 points per game. If we want to hit the sort button, the Philadelphia Eagles defense, in terms of offensive points per game, or in terms of opponents' points per game, they were ranked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. They were ranked in the top 10 in opponents' points per game. And in 2023, they're ranked 30th. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. So all I'm trying to say is, although we put a lot of pressure on Jalen Hurts, and I spoke about that yesterday. We spoke about that yesterday. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the show. It really means a lot to me. We spoke about this yesterday, how Jalen Hurts has a lot of weapons on offense, and there's no excuse. Hold on real quick. My bad, Chin. I forgot your super chat. My bad, man. Chin gave us a $5 super chat. Thank you, my friend. He says, let's keep it 100. There's big questions on both sides of the ball for the players and coaches, and I don't trust either side until they show it on the field. That's a very, very pragmatic way of looking at it, my friend. Chin A with the $5 super chat. I understand. Furman Figueroa with the $5 super chat. Thank you, Furman. I really appreciate it. He says, Tone, like you said before, we're not playing no more games. We've been following this scheme with disciples, and this year we got the creator of it. Let's go. That's a very good point as well, Furman. We've been talking a lot about having these Vic Fangio disciples, and I'm not even a big fan of the whole Vic Fangio defense, the whole style of it. But now you got the originator. You got the OG. You got the architect. No excuse. So like I said, yesterday, I put a lot of pressure on Jalen Hurts and his offense to get it done. And I stand on that. I stand on that. I'm not moving off that. But what I'm also adding to the equation is that although Jalen Hurts has pressure, and I expect him to do his job, and I expect him to have a great season, the defense, that's where my expectations are a little skewed. That's where I'm very, very indifferent about the Eagles defense. Yes, they added people. Yes, they added names, all that kind of stuff. Devin White and CJ Garner-Johnson, Bryce Huff. They did all that. They did that. They added more linebackers. They added more competition in that room. You know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is, I can't sit here in confidence, and I can't sit here and lie to y'all. I can't lie to the people and say, oh, this defense is going to be all right. And Blount, you bring up a very good point. It's funny. There was a point in the season where the defense, they were stopping the run without a problem. And then all of a sudden, they couldn't stop the run. All of a sudden, this defense just became a shell of itself. I mean, at first we said to ourselves, oh, they're figuring it out. Okay, they beat the Dolphins. They held them down. They managed to get a big stop against the Chiefs. They came up big against the Rams in the second half. We were saying to ourselves, oh, this defense they can figure it out a little bit. They it's something, right? But then it got to a point where they couldn't stop the run. And it got to a point where they wasn't getting to the quarterback. And then the linebackers started leaking oil, and then the corner started leaking oil, and all of a sudden you start changing the coaches. So I can't say here in confidence that this defense is going to be okay. I can't. I got more faith in the offense. I got more faith in Jalen Hurts. Although I'm holding him to a very, very high standard, my faith isn't waning. Let me make that clear to the people who don't understand and where listening is not fundamental. Because like I told you guys, and pardon me for the for the hiccup in the connection, you guys, but there are some people who tune into the show, not all of you guys. There's about 1%. There's about 1% of people who think I got something against Jalen Hurts and I don't want him to win. I'm a Jalen Hurts dude. I want Jalen Hurts to get to win Super Bowls in this city. I rock with everything he stands for. Matter of fact, Jalen Hurts just paid for somebody's funeral. Did he not? Let me make sure I got this news right. Jalen Hurts just paid for somebody's funeral in Texas. Jalen Hurts just paid for an 18-year-old high school football player's funeral who died in a shooting. The kid's name is Jarvon Coles. He passed away. He was shot at a party. To make it even worse, the bullet came from hundreds of feet away. It wasn't like the bullet was meant for him. I don't think. But the reports is that he was shot in the chest. The young brother had a 4.1 GPA in high school. He lived with his grandfather. His grandfather was his guardian. So what I'm saying is, I'll rock with who Jalen Hurts is. They said this kid had a 4.1 GPA. Had 15 different offers to college. 15 different offers to different colleges to play football. Was a scholar. He just told his grandfather, hey, Pops, I'm going out to hang out with some friends. I'll be back at this time. Imagine that. You talking to a loved one. Hey, I'll be right back. Hey, I'm just going out with a couple friends. We'll be back in a jiffy. And all of a sudden, you don't come home. So, and again, I don't even think it was meant for him. Like I said, the kid got good grades, had 15 different college offers for football. That young brother wasn't in the streets. Jalen Hurts said, I'm paying for that young man's funeral. He deserves a beautiful send-off. So Jalen Hurts the man, Jalen Hurts the player, I rock with him. But I'm holding him to a high standard. I'm holding him to a high standard in 2024. He finally has a running back that can block. They are killing me with this Devin White stuff. But he now has a running back that can block. Has the tight end, has the receivers, has the O-line. So I expect Jalen Hurts to I expect Jalen Hurts to be able to do his job without a problem. But when it comes to that defense, what are they capable of? Can they rise to the occasion? And Corey, you're right. 19 turnovers cannot happen again. But like I said, I expect Jalen Hurts to do his job. But this defense, do we trust him? Do we trust them? I mean, the defense. Follow me here. Hypothetically, Jalen Hurts has a hell of a season. He does his job. But the defense keeps blowing leads. The defense keeps blowing possessions. And listen, one of my biggest concerns with the whole Vic Fangio thing was how motivated is he? How motivated is Vic Fangio? Is this supposed to be some homecoming tour, or are you coming here to really win football games? I need to know that the moment they signed Vic Fangio, and I knew about the context to him being from the area and how he's been trying to get back to this area for a while. I need to know, Vic Fangio, my friend, are you here to win football games, or are you or are you here as an early retirement package? I mentioned this the moment they brought him in. The moment they brought him in. Are you trying to win big? Are you trying to really repair this defense? Or is this supposed to be some early retirement package? I need to know. I need to know. But I'll say this, though. Although we do have our concerns about the defense, we got to acknowledge this. The competition in the linebacker room will be heated. The competition in the linebacker room will be heated. Nakobe Dean, Patrick Johnson, Devin White, Zach Bond, Julian Okora, Orin Burks, Ben Van Sumeren. One thing we will say to ourselves, the best players will ultimately end up on the field. And Blount, I do agree. I think we do draft one linebacker at least. I do believe the Eagles are still going to draft a linebacker. I do believe that. Also, what we need to keep in mind about that Vic Fangio Dolphins defense was the fact that they had major injuries on the D-line. They lost their top two pass rushers in Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb. They had injuries at linebacker. They had injuries at corner. So I think it's a bit too easy to say that Dolphins defense was food. I think that conversation requires much more context. Make sure you guys smash that like button. We got 348 people in the live stream. We got 132 on YouTube, 134 on YouTube, excuse me. And we got 217 on Twitter. Thank you guys so much, man. Thank you guys. Really appreciate the love and support. All of you guys on Twitter, if you can do me a favor, if you guys can migrate to the YouTube side, hit that like button and then go back to Twitter if you want. Totally up to you, but I would appreciate it. The like button really helps the algorithm. It really helps YouTube push the show forward. So I appreciate all the love and support you guys provide. I really do appreciate that. But I just want people to understand that context is very important. And that Dolphins defense, although they had their quirks, they lost their top two edge rushers in Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb. That's a huge loss. That's a huge loss. And the defense was still ranked in the top 10. They had more injuries than that, but I'm just naming the top injuries. That's all. I just want to make sure when we have our opinions, which we're allowed to have, I want to make sure that we understand the full range of what happened. So when it comes to the Eagles defense, they had injuries in the DB room. That's a fact. But also at the same time, their issues went far beyond just the injuries. See, I never felt like injuries was the sole reason the Eagles didn't get where they needed to go. I saw a defense that lacked intensity. They lacked an edge. And of course, hindsight is 2020. Hindsight is 2020. And I know a lot of us at the time said to ourselves, hey, man, Matt Patricia can't be no worse than Sean Desai. We said that, right? He can't be any worse. Well, it got worse. It got worse. And I said to myself, damn, maybe we shouldn't have changed from Sean Desai. Maybe that wasn't a good idea. You know? Maybe it wasn't a good idea. But I think at that time, a lot of us was saying to ourselves, hey, we need something to shake it up. We need something. Well, D Mizzle, you know, I think that 2011 team, it's totally different. It's totally different because, you know, there was a lockout and free agency didn't happen until later. There wasn't really any training camp. You know, that season was just a mess. So I can't even imagine. I can't even really compare that. That season is one of one. Philadelphia Eagles late again with Devin White's pressure. Late again. I guess my biggest issue with the change was, why are you changing it there? Like why are you waiting until, what was that, week 14, week 15? Why are you waiting until week 14 and week 15 to make a change like that? It's idiotic. And then remember the story came out saying that yeah, they wanted to change it they wanted to change the defensive coordinator at the what was that? At the bye week. So my thing is, why not change it at the bye week where you would have had time to adjust? You waited until week 14, week 15 to change out Sean Desai. That's freaking idiotic. And me too, Mizzle. That Seattle game told me everything. Oh, Jose. Hey, listen, y'all. Jose is back. Our resident Cardinals fan is back in the building. Jose came back for another ass whooping. Damn, Jose. Back at it again with the white vans. Oh, man. Furman with the $2 super chat. Thank you, Furman. He says, we got to address the elephant in the room. Davis. Furman. Are you guys ready to have that conversation? Should we have the conversation about Jordan Davis? Isaiah, should we have the conversation about Jordan Davis? Thank you, Furman, for the $2 super chat, my friend. I really appreciate it. Isaiah, should we talk about it? Trey, should we talk about it? Okay. BG, I love you, but he's not fine. Bird Gang, I love you. You my guy, but he's not fine. He's not fine. Jose, they can see your nut ass comment. They chatting like you. They can see your little soft ass comment. They in the live chat just like you. They can read. Like, what you mean? Jose think I'm the only one that can see his comment. They can see it. They just don't care about you. They can see it, but they just don't care about you. That's all it is. But anyway, Jordan Davis. After that Bills game, Corey, you funny, man. Corey, you funny, man. BG says he is fine. We collapsed at the end of the season, not just him. We had a Super Bowl hangover at the end of the season. So hold on. The Super Bowl hangover didn't kick in until 10-1. Nah, I'm not rolling with that. I'm not rolling with that, man. I can't roll with that, BG. I can't roll with that. You know I love you, but I can't roll with that. I can't roll with that. They came off the bye week. It wasn't like they just stopped. They had a bye week. And from the bye week on forward, the run defense was giving up 140, 150 yards a game. They had a bye week. It wasn't like just the final 4 games. After the bye week, listen, y'all. I'm not rolling with that. I'm not rolling with that. They were holding teams to 60 yards per game on the ground. That run defense went from holding teams to 60 yards per game to giving up 140, 150 yards rushing after the bye week. After the bye week. They had 2 weeks to get some rest. I can't roll with that, man. I want Jordan Davis to win. I'm still supporting Jordan Davis. But for me personally, this is the season for him. Fletcher Cox is gone. He has to step up. Jordan Davis has to step up this season. You want to know why it's more important than ever? After this season, the Philadelphia Eagles have to decide if they're going to pick up his 5th-year option. After this season, the Philadelphia Eagles have to decide if they are going to pick up Jordan Davis's 5th-year option. And let me ask you guys a question. Let me ask y'all the question, right? I'm going to put it in the live chat. I'm going to ask y'all a question. I'm going to put the poll up. I'm asking y'all straight up. As of today, are you picking up Jordan Davis's fifth-year option? This is going to tell you everything you need to know. Brian Baldinger, legendary sports voice. He is a known proponent for rocking with Philadelphia. He does content for the Philadelphia market. He does content for the Philadelphia market. So he's very close to the situation. He watches Eagles film a lot. You know what Brian Baldinger said? Brian Baldinger said, I wouldn't even dress that man. He's out of shape. He's falling on guys. He's falling on guys. No, he didn't give up in the Bills game. He didn't give up then. After the Bills game, he shot his load. The Bills game was the last thing he had left. That was the last thing he had left. He gave everything he had in that Bills game, and he had nothing left. Corey Allen, great point. Milton Williams had more left in the end than Jordan Davis. Milton Williams. BG had more left. Fletcher Cox, 32-year-old Fletcher Cox had more left. Nah, we're not making excuses here, man. My man Cody's Nuts, what's going on? He gave me a $10 super chat. Cody, thank you so much, my friend. Always showing love, my guy. Always showing love. Cody says, Tone, I know you said you don't watch college like that, so you won't know any names, but if you had to build a linebacker or a safety that would fit our team in the draft, what type of guy do you like for our defense? That's a good question. See, I want a Fred Warner type. I want a Fred Warner type. That's what I want. Give me a Fred Warner type of dude. Athletic, tackling machine, great in run defense, can cover tight ends. That's the kind of linebacker you need these days. You need a linebacker that can cover tight ends. So, yeah, that's what I'm rolling with, Cody. That's what I'm rolling with. Need a guy that can cover tight ends and a guy that can tackle. But, and again, Cody, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I'm super grateful. We have 335 people in the live stream, 96 on YouTube, 239 on Twitter. You guys are tremendous. I really appreciate you guys. Make sure you smash that like button. It means a lot to me. Make sure you guys also subscribe to the channel. As of right now, let me make sure we got my numbers right. As of right now, we have 89 likes on the YouTube side. It would mean a lot to me if you guys can hit that like button. We got 94 people on the YouTube side. Can you guys hit that like button? Really means a lot to me. Also, make sure you guys are subscribed to the show. Thanks again, Cody, for the $10 super chat as well. Also, thank you, Duncan Wright, for your super chat as well. Thank you, Chin, for your super chat. Furman, as always, thank you so much for your super chats. Means a lot to me. And Cody, thank you for your super chat. So here's the thing. Jordan Davis. Let's just call it what it is. What we're talking about are issues that he was dealing with in year one. Year one. This isn't new issues we're talking about. When we're talking about Jordan Davis, we're not talking about talent. We're not talking about skill set. We're not talking about athleticism or ability. We're talking about motor. We're talking about desire. We're talking about effort. We're talking about discipline. And you want me to give him a pass when they paying you millions of dollars just to be in the gym? Stop it, man. Stop. That young, how old is Jordan Davis? Tell me right now. Somebody. How old is Jordan Davis? How old is he? I'm 29, by the way. How old is Jordan Davis? How old is he? I'll wait. I want to know his exact age. $24. I keep saying 24. 24. Growing up, you ever said to your parents, let's say you were a kid, right? And your mom or your dad or your grandparents made you cut the grass, or they made you clean, or they made you do something, and you kept saying, but I'm tired. But I'm tired. I'm tired. Come on. I don't feel like it. The OGs will tell you, you too young to be tired. You too young to be tired. 23, 24, access to the best trainers, access to the best nutritionists and dietitians. You too young to be tired. Fletcher Cox, 32, motor was running hot all season. He retired because he wanted to, not because he had to. He retired because he wanted to, not because he had to. So when I look at a guy like Jordan Davis, who I want to be successful, right? We all want him to be successful. But at the same time, we're saying to ourselves, hold on, time's out. We're still dealing with this. We're still dealing with this conditioning issue. Still? I can't roll with that. I can't roll with that. Austin, that we agree on. That we agree on, Austin. He emptied the tank. He emptied the tank when he ran down Josh Allen. He emptied the tank, and we all knew it. Isn't it insane how we're able to exactly pinpoint when his season came to a drastic end? Isn't it crazy how we can definitively use that as a marker? You know, sometimes in certain situations, we say to ourselves, damn, when did things go wrong? We can't really see it. We can't pinpoint it. It kind of just happened. With Jordan Davis, that's when it happened. We pinpointed that. Do we all agree? We pinpointed that right then and there. And then we had a Thursday night game right after that. I think we played against, was it Dallas? No. It was Buffalo, and then it was San Fran on Sunday evening at 4:00. So no, that wasn't a Thursday night game. That wasn't then. No. So Shout out to my man Cody, $5 super chat. He says David's season ended after the pursuit of Allen, which was disappointingly hilarious. You're right. You're right. It was hilarious because we said to ourselves, man, that boy can run. But then, and also remember, after he ran for him, remember he stayed on the ground for a while. Remember that? Remember that? He stayed on the ground for a while. Y'all remember that, right? He hawked down Josh Allen, and he stayed on the ground for like another 30 or 45 seconds. Thank you, Cody, with the $5 super chat. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. So all I'm trying to say is, look, they ran into a buzzsaw. Niners, Cowboys, they ran into a buzzsaw. They ran into a buzzsaw. I'm not going to pretend that was an easy stretch. And although we lost those games, that wasn't even when I said to myself the season was over. But PFT, when I looked at him, okay, you mentioned in the stats, right? But I'm trying to figure out, where is him in run defense? Where was he wasn't moving the line anymore. Look, I'm not saying Jordan Davis can't figure it out. I haven't even given up on him. I hope that's not what y'all getting from this. I haven't even given up on him. I haven't. But when it comes to Jordan Davis's production, shout out to my little brother Cody. When it comes to his production, I'm looking for him to impact run defense. Whatever he gets in the pass rush is a plus. But he needs to move that line. And also, again, you guys, just because we're talking about Jordan Davis right now doesn't mean that the rest of the defense isn't culpable for their role. I need some of you guys to understand that. Just because we're talking about one person right now doesn't mean we're going to ignore. Yo, they killing me with this Devin White stuff. Just because we're holding Jordan Davis accountable now doesn't mean we're not going to hold anybody else accountable going forward. Would it make y'all feel better if I call somebody else out? Like, come on, man. Like, come on. We should be able to talk. We should be able to address everything and not feel like we're picking on somebody. We're not picking on him. But here's why I'm so hard on Jordan Davis. And then I'll leave it here because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Right. This is what I'll do. And also, you guys, I didn't forget, we're going to talk about our top 15 pass catching duos. I got them right here. I didn't forget about that. I didn't forget about it. So all right, let's go the other way. I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll do that. Time works. I'll do that. Let's go the other way. Let's go the other way. Who on the defense do we trust right now? I want to check the temperature with y'all first. Who on the defense do you guys trust today? Today. Who do you trust on the defense? I want to ask y'all. My man, Relative Time Works, asked me a question, or he gave me a suggestion, and I want to lean into that. I want to ask y'all the question. Who on defense do y'all trust today? CJGJ. Reddick, that's it. Shout out to Florida 6. No one. CJGJ. No one. Nobody. Jalen Carter and CJGJ. Not a damn soul. Carter. Carter, Graham, Sweat, CJGJ. Nobody. CJGJ. Slay, Carter, CJGJ, Reddick. None of them. Nobody. Nobody. Flexing, we get it. We get it. Nobody. flexing, we get it. So the main names I'm seeing right now, Hassan Reddick, who is likely going to be traded, and CJGJ, who just got back here a week ago. Carter, if he steps up. So, Milton Williams, there we go. Somebody threw a curveball. Daquan Barkley says Milton Williams. And I like that answer. Cody, on defense. On defense, Cody. Who on defense do you trust? On defense. On defense. But Milton Williams. I trust Milton Williams. I can say that. I trust Milton Williams. I'm willing to say that. I'm willing to say that I trust Jalen Carter. I think I'll go out on a limb and say that Cody. I see what you're saying now. I see what you said. I got you, Cody. Milton, Jalen Carter. You see, Josh Sweat's situation is interesting because he came off of a career high in starts. I'm sorry, a career high in snaps. And he never played that many snaps before. Through his entire career, he never played that many snaps. So I don't know. I don't want to make excuses for Josh Sweat. But at the same time, I want to, you see, it's like if I make excuses for Sweat, then I'm making excuses for Jordan Davis as well. So I can't, you know. And you know what, Mizzle? I think I'm gonna give it to Slay too. I think I trust Slay. I think I trust Slay. I think I trust Slay. So I think right now I trust Milton Williams, I trust Jalen Carter, and I trust Darius Slay. The Browns extended who? Judy? Flexing. The Browns just gave who? You talking about Jerry Judy? Corey Allen, you funny, man. He says only thing Slay is locking down is his podcast. That's funny. Slay is not trash, man. Come on now, really. Slay is not trash. He is not trash. Come on, man. You can't name 10 corners better than Slay. Stop it. You can't name 10 corners better than Slay. Can't name 10. That's what I'm saying, Daquan. You cannot name 10 corners better than Darius Slay. But all right, let's get to our other thing, right? Let's get to our other conversation that we brought up yesterday, right? Let's get to our other conversation. Let's get to our other conversation here. We were talking about receivers and pass catchers. So I want to give you guys my top 15 pass catching duos. Because we talked about that yesterday, right? Top 15 pass catching duos. All right. So yesterday we had a conversation about pass catching duos, and I think it was brought up by our guy D Mizzle, right? Was it D Mizzle? D Mizzle, it was you, right? That said 15 pass catchers, right? Or pass catcher duos. Is that how it came up? We were talking about the Lions, and we were talking about which teams are in Super Bowl or bust mode. And I made this list last night. Oh, finally it's on. Hold on, you guys. Finally.
Into it.
Finally.
Just seeing what they've been doing here,
Devin White speaking to the media. Thank God.
They are.
Finally.
Obviously, you want to play for a contending team, and they done shown that year in and year out. And I just wanted to be a part of winning culture, coming from a team that was winning, and just kind of want to stay on the same track, with people with the same mindset. Me and Jalen, obviously, we got a lot of background together, just growing up SEC and, the same high school class and being at the same camps and stuff, So just a little part of that, man. Just kind of wanted to be, try to make myself fit in well here.
I saw you post on social media about a detour in your journey. What's the last year been like for you?
It's been a roller coaster. A lot happened, a lot of good, a lot of bad, but at the end of the day, I stayed myself. I stayed.
Devin White speaking to the media, you guys. Devin White. Make sure you guys smash that like button.
It's a good side, I got another opportunity to go play the game that I love and, just have fun and, new brotherhood coming, finna be around a lot of more great guys, had a lot of great guys on my team in the past. So it's been good, but I think it's going to get even better, now that I'm here.
Your speed has helped you in certain spots, blitzing and rushing, since college. What fits do you see? You can talk to Big Fan Joe at all, what you like about this, what you can do.
Right now, it ain't been much talks, but I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like, once I get into the defense and learning, you can put me anywhere and I can go play the game of football. Because at the end of the day, it's still football. And I think that's what bring in coaches like Coach Vic is to put guys in position to be great.
I'm gonna address that corner conversation too.
But obviously, before we even
I'm gonna address that corner conversation too.
Him that I'm worried
because J.C. Horn not better than Slay.
Be his guy.
J.C. Horn can't even stay on the field right now, so stop it.
I gotta start with
that
process first before I even get into
role
and all that. I gotta, show that I deserve to be on the team and be able to be a playmaker for him.
And so, from your perspective, what happened last year that was different in the previous years from your career?
I don't know. I kind of ended that chapter. I wrote a great message to the Buccaneers organization, and man, really just happy and blessed and thankful to be able to open this chapter with the Eagles. I don't know. My focus is just so much shift on the Eagles that anything that happened in the past, it was a lot of great, a little bit bad, but I'm thankful for it all, and I'm here now, and I'm happy, and I'm ready to get to work with this team. So none of that really matters to me. I don't really remember what happened. I'm all tunnel vision on the future and what can happen in the future here.
You mentioned that Kentucky, man. You know, a little bit down. What was it like going against them, on the field first?
I mean, it's just great to see all his hard work pay off. His first year as a starter, we was pretty good. And he came down, and man, we had a tough task to stop him. And the next year it got even better, So I think just as the years went by, he's transcended up, and I think that's a good thing. And that's what's making this place even more exciting because great players want to play with other great players. And I think he's displaying that week in and week out and just the toughness that he played with and the level that he
Devin White speaking to the media.
I consider him one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL, and when you're preparing for him, you got to be ready for all aspects of his game, whether it's throwing the ball down the field to AJ or handing it off to a great running back or him keeping it, and I think that's really hard to defend. And I don't think people realize that until you're on the other side of it. It might look easy, when he's doing it, he might make it look easy, but it's not. And it's definitely not easy to defend. So, I mean, it's a lot of great upside about him.
What were the things you were looking for in your next team when you were going through this process?
Like I said, a winning culture, just being able to be in the big games, watching them, they've been in the big games. They're making a lot of noise in the league. When they go to other teams' house, you got to be ready to play them. They the big dogs around the NFL. So, obviously, I consider myself a big dog. That's what my son says. So I want to join a big dog, trying to help them get to the goal that they ultimately want. And that's a championship. And that's what I want. I know what
y'all smoking crack if y'all taking J.C. Horn over Darius Slay.
I know it's a lot of work.
He can't even stay healthy.
And obviously, they know because they just, was at the pinnacle. Obviously didn't get over the hump, but they ain't too far from it.
I know I'm talking over it, Max. Matt, I got it. Don't worry about it.
Because I'm a part of it.
You can do okay. We ain't getting copyrighted. We good.
Just bring what I can bring and,
we good.
Off my teammates as well, and we put this thing together.
What are some of the intangibles you can bring in terms of having won a Super Bowl, what it's like to get to that point?
Devin White speaking to the Philadelphia media. You guys are locked in to Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game.
Lead by example, every day at practice, just going hard, treating it like it's a game. And obviously, just being a playmaker and a fun teammate to play with. I think when I'm on the field, just having my guys back and feeding off good energy just helps us out a lot.
Devin White
bring a different swagger
in the building.
One thing
about time.
I try to take swagger to the defense. And just get everybody on that level, in that mode, and just have fun.
What have you noticed about pressure, but balancing that with pass coverage?
It plays a big part. You got different guys that do everything. You got some guys that do some things well, but I mean, I feel like it go hand in hand Because I mean, depends on if you're a zone coverage team.
We're going to talk about Devin White a little later on.
You bring extra guys. Some defensive coordinators like to bring extra guys, whether it's a safety or the linebacker, or if it's a safety, then the linebacker needs to replace the safety in the zone defense. So I think it's unique when you can do a lot. You know, you give offenses
Devin White,
so they don't know who coming. So just having
speaking to the media,
who can be the rusher, or who
you guys are tuned in to Chalk It Up Sports.
Give you a little more flexibility.
Where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge to the game.
Both, you know, especially getting sacks. I like getting sacks, but
smash that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe to the show.
Offense, another chance to go score points is what matters, you know, and that's how you win. I always talk about the plus minus system with the turnovers. You know, we got to go get the ball more than we give it away, just so give us a greater chance to win the game. And I know
D Mizzle, I did a top 15.
How are you now better or different than when you were an all-pro player?
Say it again.
How are you now as a player? Either better or different than during your time as an all-pro?
Right now I'm 100% healthy. I think that's where it started, just getting healthy. And I think mentally, you know, in those times I went through a lot, you know, on and off the field. And I think I'm just back in a great mental standpoint.
Anton Baroda, I love you, man, but you got to pump the brakes.
It's a lot of
Anton Baroda, I love you, but you got to pump the brakes.
You know, whatever it is, you know, just being a father, you know, trying to get a new contract or whatever. It's just right now, it's just ball. So I think mentally, I'm in a better position than like a fresh start position. Like when I came in the NFL, I had no expectations. I just want to play ball, have fun, and win games. I think I'm really just so much back into that mindset.
Follow on that. What is it like being on a one-year deal now?
Oh, it's great. You know, it's an opportunity to go show, you know, why I was drafted top 5.
Devin White said it's great being on a one-year deal.
Just to prove
I know he don't mean that, but it's all good. I know what he mean, though. I know he don't mean that, but I know what he mean.
As far as being on a one-year deal, I didn't shy away from it. I think it was the best thing that happened. Like, hey, last year wasn't, you know, who you were. That's never been Devin White on, you know, in and out on tape, you know, just dealing with everything I dealt with. Now you get the opportunity on an even bigger stage, just a bigger platform here.
Hold on, you guys. Give me 1 second. Hold on, you guys. Hang tight. Hang tight, you guys. I'll be right back. Hang tight. Hang tight, you guys. I apologize. Hang tight. Hang tight. All right, sorry about that, you guys. Had somebody knocking my door. Sorry about that. My apologies, you guys. My apologies. Let's get back to this Devin White thing.
I think the number one word is trust. But
there we go.
I mean, also, it made me grow up faster. You know, when I came in the league, I had the green dot, you know, from day 1 to year 5. I wore the green dot. You know, I think I made his job even easier as well. And the same for N'Kobe. You know, I recruited him coming out of college. You know, I was at LSU and he ended up going to Georgia. And we didn't lose, you know, we didn't lose sight of each other. We kept in touch, you know, just out of respect of linebacker ball. So just being able to work with him, you know, I think we could teach each other, we can motivate each other.
Devin coming for that green dot.
To motivate Levante being a younger guy, and he wanted to keep up with me. And now I'm still a young guy, and he's a young guy, and I think we just want to just beat each other. You know, it's just as far as, everything. Beat me to the ball, beat me to the building, work harder than me in the weight room. Like, I'm going to challenge him, and hopefully he's going to challenge me back. I think we'll just make each other better.
Hey, y'all heard what he said, right? Y'all heard what he said, right? Y'all heard what he said. Hey, N'Kobe. That's my young boy, but I'm pushing you. That's my youngin', but I'm pushing him. That's my youngin', but I'm pushing him. You feel what I'm saying? So anyway, and also another thing too. I want to get back to something real quick that somebody said about look, man. JC Horn, talented guy, but stay on the field before I start comparing him to Darius Slay. Like, come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. JC Horn not better than Darius Slay. He can't even stay on the field to prove that. He can't even stay on the field to prove that. Come on, man. Stop it. Sorry about the glitch, you guys. Sorry about the glitch. Sorry about the connection hiccup. My apologies. Sorry about the connection hiccup. Sorry about that. All right, so anyway, where was I? All right. I want to do real quick. I want to here's my top 15 receiver duos. Here we go. Here's mine. This is my top 15 pass catching duos. I'm gonna let this marinate. I'm gonna let this marinate. I want the reactions to come in. This is mine personally, and this can change. This can change, but this is just mine personally. Yeah, Flexing keeps spamming, man. He drawn. This is just my list. I want y'all opinions on this list, though. I really want to get y'all thoughts on. This is my top 15 pass catching duos. This is mine. This is mine. Yeah, tight ends are involved in this. Pass catching duos. Pass catching duos. This is mine. I want y'all thoughts on this. Hey, Jachua, welcome to the show, my man. I appreciate you. Yeah, because so the reason I got tight ends involved is because there are some teams that have a great wide receiver and a great tight end. You know what I'm saying? There's those situations too. There's those situations. And I feel like the tight end has become more prevalent than ever before. So I'm definitely incorporating tight ends in this conversation. By the way, I didn't make this list easily. This was a very hard task. I did not make this thing easily at all. No, Mizzle. You said they weren't top 15. Mizzle, that's not what you said. You said the Lions did not have a top 15 duo. Miserable. We all remember what you said. You did not say they were 15. You said they weren't even top 15. Hey, listen, Flexing. I don't mean no harm, but I'm taking Keenan Allen and DJ Moore over Cooper Kupp and Puka. That's just me. That's just me. Listen, the fact that they top 5 is a blessing in and of itself. But I'm a big Keenan Allen guy. You see, here's the thing, man. Cooper Kupp get all this love for his route running ability, which is very true. But Keenan Allen, he's the route god. Keenan Allen is the route god in the NFL. He's the route god. He's the route god. Listen, Puka good, but it was 1 year. Puka's good, but it was 1 year. It's 1 year. Hey, Rob, how you doing? Rob Snyder, this is my personal channel. Yep, this is my Chalk It Up Sports imprint. This is my brand. He ain't did nothing since that, Flexing. Since that Triple Crown season, he hasn't even given you a 1,000-yard season. Since that Triple Crown year, what is he giving you? Puka, he had a great rookie campaign. Great rookie campaign. Great. The fact that they top 5 is great. The fact that Cooper Kupp and Puka are top 5 should tell you they're top 5. Been to top 5. You mad because they not 4? Or they not 3? They top 5. And we're not talking about quarterbacks. We're talking about the duos in a vacuum. So what? He got hurt. It's a part of the game. It's a part of the game. It's a part of the game. It happens. This is my personal list, though. Remember, keep in mind, Devontae Adams might be a top 5 receiver, but is Devontae Adams, is he a part of a top 5 duo? No. No. CeeDee Lamb had a top 5 season, but is he a part of a top 5 duo? No. You know what I'm saying? DJ Moore was ranked. Well, DJ Moore had a hell of a season. Keenan Allen had a hell of a season. Mike Evans had a hell of a season. Bro, the fact that Jacoby Myers made this list is a blessing, bro. And remember, this is top 15. Like y'all don't, like, some people don't understand, like, just to even be a part, just to even be considered a top whatever duo was insane. All right, bet on yourself, my man. Talk soon, my guy. Be safe. Have a good day, my guy. Have a good safe. Puka had a great rookie season, but it was 1 year. Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers. That's solid. And also another thing, too, it's really hard to even have guys of this caliber playing with each other. It's not easy. It's not easy to have this kind of talent on a given team. Not many teams have a Jamar Chase and a T. Higgins on their roster. Not many teams have a D-Hop and a Calvin Ridley or A.J. Brown or a Smitty or Hill or Waddle or a Nico Collins and a Tank Dell, like, or a Debo Samuel. Like, and I'm also very high on Jordan Addison, too. I'm also very high on Jordan Addison. He gave you 1 year. And that's where I put him. You know? Anton Baroda. I'm talking about the duos in the vacuum. I'm not talking about their quarterbacks. I'm talking about the players. I'm not talking about their quarterbacks, not one bit. I'm talking about their players. And this is my man's Mizzle. This is Mizzle's list. Because Mizzle is the one that brought up this conversation. Mizzle's the one that brought up this conversation. So Austin wants me to elaborate why I think AJ and Smitty is the best receiving duo in the league. So here's me. Right? When it comes to AJ and Smitty, and also, by the way, it's razor thin, Austin. It's razor thin. It's razor thin that I put AJ and Devontae over Tyreek Hill and Waddle. It's razor thin. Let me get that back up. Sorry about that. It's razor thin. So here's the thing. The reason I have AJ and Smitty over Tyreek Hill and Waddle is because I believe Devontae Smith is a more healthy player than Jalen Waddle. I believe Devontae is a healthier player. I think, here's the thing, man. I look at, especially the top two. When it comes to the top two, it's like, do you like chocolate ice cream or do you like butter pecan? Or do you like mint chocolate chip or do you like vanilla? It's like, pick your flavor. Pick your flavor. And me personally, like, I like AJ Brown and Devontae Smith's combination of talent more than Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle's combination of talent. Because AJ Brown and Devontae Smith's talent translates to the winner. Translate to when the games get cold. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, when the games get cold, you know, what happens when things get a little, what happens when it gets snowy? You know what I'm saying? What happens when you need those real tough catches in the bad weather? You know? Like so for me, it's a preference thing, Austin. That's why I have AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. I feel like their game translates no matter what environment they're in. I feel like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, if they're not playing in a dome or if they're not playing somewhere where it's warm, I don't know if those are the receivers I want. I don't know if those are the receivers that I want in that environment. You know, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, still, you can't ignore what Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle do. They are insane. Great. Jalen Waddle, over 3,000 yards receiving through 3 seasons in his career. Devontae Smith, over 3,000 yards receiving through 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Got to give credit where credit is due. So yeah. And then, you know, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, I don't think Chris Godwin gets enough respect. Chris Godwin has been a perennial 1,000-yard receiver. Chris Godwin has been a perennial 1,000-yard receiver, especially over the past 3 or 4 years, right? So I don't think Chris Godwin gets, bro, they're top 5. Relax. Flexing, they top 5. And Mike Evans is just a problem. Mike Evans is a problem. Dan Quine, I don't think Knox is better than Ferguson or Laporta or David Njoku. I don't think Knox is better than either of the tight ends I got on this list. I don't. I don't think Dawson Knox is better than Sam Laporta. I don't think he's better than Ferguson. I don't think he's better than David Njoku. I got you. Pickett's and Freiermuth. Freiermuth he's all right, but I think Knox is better than Freiermuth. Yeah, and then Keenan Allen and DJ Moore. I mean, look, DJ Moore had a tremendous season. Tremendous. Keenan Allen, those guys are perennial 1,000-yard receivers. I mean, DJ Moore, and look, I battled between Keenan Allen and DJ Moore versus Cooper Kupp and Puka. I battled with that. I want to make that clear. That wasn't an easy thing to do. But guess what? DJ Moore has been the man. DJ Moore has been a problem. Over the past 5 seasons, over 5,000 yards receiving. Over the past 5 seasons. DJ Moore has been the man. Like Keenan Allen with DJ Moore. I mean, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. T. Higgins had a down year. I think he got hurt too. So, but Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, that combo is still just like, and also I don't even know if T. Higgins is. And that's another thing too. Mike Evans is doing this thing with many different How many quarterbacks did Mike Evans have in his career, and he still did what he did? So you see, there are some receivers who are not quarterback dependent. They're going to get theirs regardless. Mizzle, I know they got Hawkinson too. I know. Maybe we could have a top 10 pass catching trios at some point. Maybe we can do that at some point this week. Who knows? Yeah, but Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, I just look at those guys as just like they're so physically imposing. They're so complete. I love everything they do. I feel like if age was and D-Hop and Calvin Ridley, man. I mean, D-Hop is one of the best, man. One of the best to ever do with Calvin Ridley. Really, really, really good wide receiver. But I think Hopkins is better than Deebo Samuel as a receiver. I think Calvin Ridley and Brandon Ayuk are on par. No, I'm not worried about, I'm not worried about that. People got their opinions, man. And I mean, no, it's okay. Everybody got their opinions. It's really no big deal. It's really no big deal. I just wanted you guys to get a feel for where I was at because, we brought this conversation up yesterday and it was a really interesting one. So I just felt like it was something worth mentioning. That's all. That's all it is. So yeah, y'all see my list. Let me ask you guys. Let me ask you guys this question real quick. If there's any duo you would swap, who would it be? If you could swap any two guys, if you could swap any two duos, where would you put them? If you could swap any two duos, where would you swap them at? D Mizzle, very good point. Very good point. Who would you swap? Where would you move? Okay, so JT56 says I would put Kittle instead of Debo. It's funny, JT. I struggle with that. I struggle with that. I was trying to figure out, damn, should I put Debo and Kittle, or should I put Ayuk and Kittle? I struggle with that. Anton Baroda says I'd swap Lamb and Ferguson and put Kelsey and Brown on the list ahead of them. Okay. JT56 says Seahawks and Vikings, I'd flip that. I struggle with that too, by the way. I struggled with that. To your point, JT, I moved this list around a lot when I was making it. It was pretty annoying. But Justin Jefferson is so good. He's so great at what he does. And then Addison, I feel like Addison is already at a Tyler Lockett level. But it was only 1 year. Tyler Lockett has been doing this for a long time. So it's tough. You know, Justin Jefferson is just insane. So Danquan Barkley says Jefferson and Addison flipped for Hopkins and Ridley. Interesting. You would move Jefferson and Addison to 7, Hopkins and Ridley at 9. Flexen thinks Cup and Puka should be higher. Where would you put Cup and Puka, by the way? I don't know if you told me where you would put them. So you don't think they're 5. So where are they? Where are you putting them at? I just want to make sure. Flexen says I might move Chase and Higgins up over Allen and Moore. Okay. But Flexen, where would you put Cup and where would you put Puka then? Like, are they 3? Are they 4? Like where? So you think they're top 3, just top 3? But are they 3? That's the question, though. But are they 3? Or are they 2? Or are they 1? Where are they for you, though? It's kind of Flexing. You keep saying top 3. Where, though? Where? Are they 3? Okay, they're 3. All right, they're 3. Got it. That's all. I just want to know where. Understood. Now, Chin says I'll probably have Puka and Cup at 7. Wow. So he drops him 2 spots. Corey says, show me the list by numbers. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. So if I do that, that can change the whole conversation, right? Because now we're just talking about most productive pass catching duos. Most productive. Because, you know, what's the difference between 1,400 yards and 1,300 yards? I mean, you know, it's situations matter, all that kind of stuff. So I just want to, you know, I mean, if I would have incorporated stats, then this whole list would have been all over the place. Like if I would have just added their stats as far as production, then this whole thing would have got jumbled up. It would have got jumbled up. So I'm not the quarterbacks do matter when you're in the game, but what I'm saying is like just the eye test. The eye test, right? The eye test for me. You know, it's that that's why I didn't just make this list off of stats. I tried to incorporate stats. I tried to incorporate, you know, the eye test. I tried to incorporate injury history. You know, I tried to incorporate their situations a little bit. You know, it's hard. Like these things are hard to do. You know, these things are hard to do. So, overall, I mean, I'm pretty comfortable with my list. I'm pretty comfortable with my list. I'm pretty comfortable. So Corey, in that case, who do you feel like I'm slighting? To your point, Corey, who am I slighting? In your opinion? Who am I slighting in your eyes, Corey? I tried to be as fair as possible. First of all, these lists are not easy to do. But who am I sliding? Now, if I would have had Amon-Ra St. Brown in the top 5, then y'all would have been like, yo, Tone, you tripping. Oh, okay, got you. I just want to make sure we're on the same page here because, like, you know, I try to be as fair as possible. Corey, funny. Corey, you funny, man. He says, I'm just here to be subjective. That's a good point. You know, I probably see, but I don't think Zay Flowers is better than Amari Cooper. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't think Zay Flowers is better than Amari Cooper. And Daquan, you're right. There's so many combos. Right. Reflection. That's my point, right? If I would have, you know, it's tough. It's tough. I don't think Zay is better than Amari Cooper. You know what I'm saying? I like Zay, but and also combos were rare. That's a good point, D Mizzle. Combos are rare. Dan Quan says you can't forget them boys in Washington. But here's the thing, right? Is Curtis Samuel better than any receiver that we got on here right now? Oh, wait, Curtis Samuel. No, wait. Curtis Samuel played for who he play for now? Curtis Samuel used to play with the Bills. Okay. So I'm sorry, not Curtis Samuel. Dotson. There it is. Is Dotson better than anybody on his list? Jahan Dotson. I know I forgot D Mizzle. He did get traded. I forgot. But is Jahan Dotson better than anybody on this list? He did, flexing. That's my fault. I forgot. I'm a Terry McLaurin guy. But is Dotson better than anybody on this list? Jerry Jeudy just got paid, so the market is set for Devonta Smith. If Howie is trying to get the deal done, Hassan Reddick is obviously the odd man out. Of course, PF, absolutely. And guess what? I don't know why Jerry Jeudy got that money. I don't mean no harm. Get your money, player. But I do not know why. Jerry Jeudy got that money. I don't get it. Y'all know Devontae deal coming up, right? Y'all know Devontae about to get paid big time. Let me look at let me pull up. Let me pull this up. Jerry Jeudy. Woo! All right, here we go. All right, Jerry Jeudy. This is what we got. This is what we got. So Jerry Jeudy has agreed to a 3-year contract extension worth up to $58 million, including $41 million fully guaranteed. Okay, what's that? What's that average salary of? It's just up to $58 million. So that means that he got some incentives he got to hit. Probably some health ones, some injury incentives he got to hit. So let's just say $58 million divided by 3. Okay, all right, that's not that bad. That's not that bad. That's not that bad. You see sorry about the herky jerky connection, you guys, but I wouldn't have gave Jerry Jeudy that. Oh, I personally wouldn't have gave him that. I wouldn't have gave him that. So, but here's the thing, right? Based off of the numbers, Jerry Jeudy is going to be making an average salary of $19.3 million. An average salary of $19.3 million. And they gave him $41 million guaranteed. So if we divide that over the span of 3 years, 41 divided by 3, that's an average of $13.6 million a year. So when you think about it from that perspective, is it really that bad? Is it really that bad? Hold on, wait, you guys. I understand when you see the numbers at face value, you don't get it. But let's hold on. Let's break it down. Let's break it down. I'm not a Jerry Jeudy guy, by the way. And I wouldn't have gave him the money. But I want to break it down so we can talk about it fairly. And also think about the market and where it's going. The guaranteed money is at $41 million. So if you divide $41 million over the course of 3 seasons, that's only $13.6 million. Is that a lot of money for a wide receiver in 2024? Remember, wide receivers are getting paid. Michael Pittman is getting $23 million a year. You know what I'm saying? So $58 million divided by 3 years is $19 million. $41 million divided by 3 years is only $13.6 million. So did the Browns really break the bank? Again, I'm not a Jerry Jeudy guy. AJ Brown getting $25 million a year. Tyreek Hill's getting what, 30? Furman Figueroa with the $2 super chat. Thanks, Furman. He says the Ridley deal hurts us when it comes to Smith. I think the Michael Pittman deal hurts more. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I think the Michael Pittman deal hurts more. Because how much is really getting right now? How much is Calvin really getting right now? Okay, he signed a 4-year. Here it is. All right, Calvin really signed a 4-year, $92 million deal. So he has an average salary of 23 million. So they both getting 23 million. So Calvin Ridley and Michael Pittman got the same deals. So I understand what you're saying, Furman. I got you now. So basically, Smitty is probably going to get a 4-year extension. Smitty might get a 4-year extension. Because AJ is getting 25, I think Smitty's going to fall between 23 and 26. Smitty's contract is going to fall between an average salary of 23 to 26 million. That's what I think. That's how I'm looking at it. I think Smitty gets between 23 and 26. That makes the most sense to me. That makes the most sense. Furman, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. I appreciate it. All right, you guys, let's see here. So you think Smitty only wants a 3-year? All right. Do I honestly feel Smitty can handle the load at number one, at wide receiver 1? I do. I think he can. Tony says the cap is going up every year to cover these contracts. Chin says Smitty will get franchised. No, he won't. He has a 5th-year option on the deal as well, so he's not getting franchised. Jefferson is going to get 30 million plus. Let me show y'all something real quick. Before we get out of here, I want to show y'all something. I want to show y'all what kind of money these receivers making right now. Look at this. Just look at this real quick. So this is the 2024 wide receiver average salary rankings. So this is who's making the money right now. At wide receiver, these are the guys, right? So just check this out. For one, Justin Jefferson is getting 30. Justin Jefferson might get 32 million or 31 million a year. Jefferson is going to get about 32 million a year, probably. See, Michael Pittman now making 23. Debo 23.8. DK making 24. Stephon Diggs making 24. Calvin Ridley making 23. Scary Terry making 22.7. Smitty getting 23 million minimum. At minimum, Smitty getting 23. Furman, that's not the point. It's the market. For Smitty's talents, listen, if Devontae Smith was on the open market, he's getting 25 million easily. If he was on the open market, he'd get 25 million. Look at this. You got guys like Keenan Allen, Mike Evans, DJ Moore only making 20. Come on, man. Mike Evans on the open market. Mike Evans could have got more money on the open market. Mike Evans could have got 25 million from somebody. Y'all see the numbers that these receivers playing with? Y'all see these numbers? These receivers getting paid. As of right now, the Buccaneers are paying 2 wide receivers $20 million or more. The Bears are paying 2 wide receivers $20 million or more. You see, this is not an anomaly. You see, although, paying wide receivers is expensive, it's not an anomaly having 2 wide receivers on your roster making $20 million. It's not common, but it's not an anomaly either. Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, $20 million. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, $20 million. Jerry Jeudy making 19. Amari Cooper making 20. But Carolina gave Deontay Johnson $18 million to go over there? Damn. And look at the drop-off. Look at that drop-off. DeAndre Hopkins only making $13 million. That's crazy. That is crazy. Alan Lazard is stealing money, by the way. But yeah, man, Devontae gonna get money. They all gonna get paid, man. It is what it is. Of course not, Fitness Warrior. No way. No way. No way Jerry Jeudy gonna make more than Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith is gonna make $23 million minimum. That's all. But look, you guys, we're about to get out of here. I appreciate you guys so much for locking in on the content. I'm grateful for all your support. You guys have been tremendous, man. It's been a hell of a show. Before we get out of here, we have 344 people locked in on the show, 282 people watching on Twitter, 62 people watching on the YouTube side, man. The love is so great. You guys have been rocking with me consistently every single day. Whenever I drop, you guys are always here. And I do not take the support that you guys have been providing, man. It's been a fun show as always. You guys are always saying something crazy, but I love it. And you guys make it fun for me every single day. So make sure you guys stay locked in as always. Smash that like button before you get out of here. All my Twitter people, we got 282 people watching on Twitter, 62 people watching on YouTube. If you guys can do me a favor on Twitter, please migrate over. Hit that like button for me real quick before we get out of here if you can. Hit that like button on YouTube. Make sure you guys are subscribed. If you like the channel, make sure you guys also follow me on the Twitter side. Don't be afraid to comment, all that kind of stuff. Today was a great show. So you guys have been tremendous, man. Also, thank you for also donating to the channel, you guys. I really appreciate it. Shout out to Duncan Wright, Chin A, Furman Figueroa, Cody for donating to the channel today. You guys were great. I really appreciate it, man. I don't take y'all for granted. And I look forward to chatting with you guys every single day. So there you have it. I'm your guy, Tone DeShields II. And you guys have been locked in on Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the gang.